All right, folks, Tech Made Easy here. I've wanted to do this video for a while. I'm going to be doing a battery video, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about the inverter, if you're not aware that they have as available as an accessory. So I'm going to start off with just covering all of the batteries that they have out there at this point, just so you'll realize how many batteries they have and what's out there if you are searching for a battery. So the first battery that's out there that I know of is the BA1120, which is a 2 amp battery with 120 watt capacity. Now that does not have a fuel gauge, just so you'll know, and it goes for about $129. Okay. The next battery I have here, this is a 2.5 amp battery. It is the BA1400. Now, they also make a BA1400T, and I'll turn the light on so you can see a little bit more of the battery. So, this is the, as I said, the BA1400. It's 2.5 amp, very slim, kind of great to use with like a trimmer, you know, depending on what it is here. But this is a small battery, 2.5 amp. All right, BA1400. They do make a 1400T with the fuel gauge, and I'll go over that in a little while with you, okay? So I just want to cover all the batteries. Now, next up, you have the BA2800. Now that battery is the 5 amp battery, and it's right here, okay? So as you can see, this battery gets a little thicker, all right? Now the difference there is that battery is 280 watt capacity, 5 amp battery, model number BA2800. Now they also make a BA2800T with the fuel gauge. So again, I'll turn the light on real quick just so you can kind of get a good look at the battery. All right, 5 amp, that's where they notate that, just so you'll know. All right, very well made. Love me some 5 amps. I wish I could only have plenty of the 7 amps as well. Next battery up is the BA4200. All right, here you go. Boom. Now you see you get a little thicker there. You're getting a little bit more for the money. Well, I don't know about that. They're expensive, but they're good batteries. Don't get me wrong. So the BA4200 is a 7.5 amp battery with 420 watt capacity. Huge. They also make a BA4200T with a fuel gauge. Now this battery sells for $350. So you're at $150 for the 2.5 amp, $250 for the 5 amp, $350 for the 7.5 amp with the fuel gauge or without. And you want the fuel gauge. So if you're going to buy this battery now, make sure that you get the BA4200T. All right, now let me show you the T, okay? I'll turn the light on. I'll show you what the T is about. So this is the big boy, the 7.5 amp, right? Big difference here is if you look at the BA4200, if you hit that, it just turns green. That's all it does, right? The problem with this battery is, let's say you hit it one day and it's green and you're like, great, I'm going to go out and mow the lawn. And then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, it turns red. Red means you have 25% battery left. That sucks. Now, if you have an extra battery, no big deal. You just throw a battery in, right? Well, here is the BA4200T with the fuel gauge. Check this out. Watch this. So now you've got 20%, 40%, 60, 80, and 100. Now you know where your battery's at. So when you press this button and go to use it and say, oh wow, I got a full charge, I can go mow my lawn. Definitely getting the fuel gauge, which is the T, is huge. Now guess what, guys? They are coming out with another battery. I don't know if it's going to be available for consumers. It is going to be called the BA5600T. Well, that beast is a 10 amp battery, 550 watt capacity, $469. Now, I already see it on sale online a little bit. I don't know. I didn't go to buy one. I don't have that money. I mean, I paid that much for the mower with the battery. But be on the lookout for that. And I know they're coming out with a riding mower in early next year, and maybe they'll be using the 10-amp battery for that. Here's the big one. If you own a couple of batteries like I do, and let's say one day you lose power. Oh my God, the power is lost. And you got to charge your cell phone, or you want to watch maybe TV and stream your, Netflix from your phone to your TV. Well, you can't do that. You have no power, right? Well, one of the reasons why I love EGO is they're innovative. They make good products, and the products work. They're not perfect, but they work. All right? Just like this charger here. Check this out, right? If I take this battery and I put it in the charger, this is the fast charger, by the way. If I put this in here, this is going to tell me, hey, you got a 25% charge, and it's going to flash, and it's going to charge all the way until 100%. All right? So get the fast charger if you're going to stay on the platform with EGO. And it runs a fan while it charges, which is really cool. So I'm going to take this off the fan for now, off the charger for now, just so we don't have to listen to that noise. It's not really that noisy though, okay? Now let's move on to the power inverter. This is the innovation, so check this out. All right, give me 1 second. Got to get my device. Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It's got a handle. Let me put the light on too. It's got a handle. It's got your power button, okay? Slide any 56 volt battery right on here. So let's do that. Okay, let's take this puppy, this 2.5 amp, slide it right on. And now I hold this down. Oops, keep it on there. Hold it down. And now my device is charged and it's ready to go. And the light will stay on, telling me that this battery still has a charge. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had a T battery, it would actually show me the rings. So go out and get yourself the one with the fuel gauge. But this is a 150 watt inverter. The model number is pad1500. This sells for $99. Okay. Now this is nice because check it out. Look at this side. It's got 120 volt AC plug, and it's got two USBs that are 2.5 volts each. Okay. Now, why would you need this? Number one, it's really quiet, first of all. But I'll give you some examples of use. Not only in a power outage, but let's say you're going camping, right? You could bring your batteries with you in the inverter. You could you can use it for tailgating. You could bring it to a work site. Maybe you're bringing it somewhere where you have no power and you need power. Now, don't forget, it is only 150 watts, but that's really useful in a lot of cases. This is not going to be for a guy that's in construction, but definitely for folks like me and you. This can power a 40-inch LCD TV, okay? It can charge your cell phones, charge your drone, when you're camping in your backyard. You have power with you. And let me give you some examples of power. So I'm going to compare a 2.5 amp, a 5 amp battery, and a 7.5 amp in these examples. You ready? So with a 2.5 amp battery, you can get 11 to 13 charges of cell phones. So you can charge 11 to 13 cell phones. Or you can charge your cell phone 11 to 13 times. You can also charge a laptop 2 to 3 times. You can power up to 5 hours a small LCD TV with this. Now that's with a 2.5 amp battery. Let's go on to the 5 amp battery. You can charge 23 to 27 cell phones, or charge your cell phone 23 to 27 times. You can charge a laptop 4 to 5 times, and you will get up to 10 hours of use with the 5 amp battery with this inverter on a small LCD TV. Lastly, on the 7.5 amp battery, you can get 36 to 40 charges on a cell phone, 7 to 8 charges on laptops, and up to 15 hours on a small LCD. Now, I will tell you, I've seen this in notes, this will not run a compressor or a chip saw. But man, this is cool, man. I mean, it's a little small thing. It's got its handle, you know, and gotta love the innovation, really. You know, you really have to love the innovation. And that's the thing about EGO, you know, at the end of the day, they make products that work, but they also innovate. I mean, think about that riding mower coming out. You got to check out my EGO playlist. But hey, look, if you thought this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps the channel. We're still growing. In the last month and a half, we've really got a lot of loyal customers on, a lot of subscribers, I should say, so thank you. You know, and so a thumbs up, definitely, okay? And then the other thing I would say to you is, if you're not a subscriber, take a moment and hit the Tech Made Easy logo that's going to show up in the upper right. Click on that, and then click View Channel, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell next to subscribe. You'll get notified of my new videos. On the left side up here, I'm going to put my Get Off Gas subscription playlist, excuse me. All right? So with that, thank you so much for your time. I really hope you got value out of this video. I like explaining things in as much detail as possible. So I hope it helped. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.